All right. I hope your evening is going well and it's time to meditate this Thursday. And I believe you all can hear me. And I will sound the bell 3 times gently for us to begin the practice. Now, as the sound disappears, please bring your attention to your body and gently close your eyes. Mindfully you breathe in, mindfully you breathe out. And bring your body to a resting position. Seated comfortably, your body is in upright position, your shoulders at ease. Allow the rhythm of your breathing be revealed to your awareness. With that awareness, notice that the breath is happening now. Not in the past, not in the future. For this meditation, let us simply let go of the past momentarily and the future as well. The past is done and the future is as yet to arrive. In terms of thinking, when you think of the past, you think of the past now. When you think of the future, you think of the future now. So all we have is this moment, now. And this breath is happening now, which is a bodily activity that is known to the mind as a bodily activity. When you are focused on breathing, just apply your presence of the mind to that activity, because the breath is free from a color, free from a pattern, free from a shape. You are just gently aware. So mindfully you breathe in, mindfully you breathe out. Now notice the breath has its own nature. Long, when you are inhaling long, notice it. Exhaling long, notice it. Taking a long breath, you are right there. When the breath is short, you also notice. When you are inhaling short, you notice it. When you are exhaling short, you notice it. Now notice also both long and short nature with each breath you take. Now notice the tranquility arising, and at the same time you breathe in and breathe out, tranquilizing your breath, which means allow it to relax your body, and the breath becomes very subtle. However subtle your breath becomes, you notice it. Now invite the wisdom eye to see the Dhamma along with the breath. The wisdom eye is the eye in your mind that can see the truth. The truth about the breath is that it is a bodily activity observable by the mind. Mind notices the breath. In order to notice the breath, mind consciousness has to arise. So the mind, the breath, and mind consciousness make a pleasant contact with the body. That is how pleasant, neutral experiences arise. It's a process that is happening right here, right now. And with that, you notice that craving, any suffering did not arise owing to that experience. Now let us look at mental suffering that we deal with in day-to-day life due to imagining the worst. There is the mind faculty. There is what we imagined, and there is conscious being. Meeting of the three, the mind, what you imagined, and being conscious on it repeatedly produces a painful contact due to imagining the worst. It did not have anything to do with you. It arose because of the imagination and then repeated attention to it. What I mean by it is the kind of suffering that was manifested if you had any control there, you would have stopped it before it arose. In the same way, there is no self that is doing things in our psychological being. All we can do is to acknowledge the presence of this mental suffering when it is present. Let it live. Let it not add any pain to us by imagining more, and let it go. Let it go means letting it be, without making it as I, mine, or myself. Same applies to what you see, what you feel bodily, what you smell, what you taste. And this phenomena is known in the Buddhist world as the dependently arising experience, arising and cessation, samudaya and nirodha. We can apply this understanding to arising of anger, hatred, jealousy. They arise dependent on these internal and external conditions, and we become conscious, and then they manifest so fast, and we tend to take them personally, adding a reaction along the way. And when we know the truth behind them, we let it cool down, and ultimate cooling down is called Nibbana, no fire. Siti Bhuta, cooled down. Continue breathing in and breathing out with the hope of continuing to deepen your wisdom and tranquility. The natural stillness will arise from within. Okay, I believe we can come out of the meditation now. For today's teaching, we have a important verse from the Dhammapada, which is number 126. I will recite it first. Gabbhang eke papajjanti nirayang papa kammino saggang sugatino yanti parinibbanti anasava. So this is a teaching that kind of connects with the meditation we did today about cooling down and attaining nibbana. Nibbana, I interpret it as that moment of cooling down, having no fire. And there is a story that we will learn today. And the meaning of the verse is some will be reborn after death. Gabbang eke, actually upajjanti. It's not papajjanti, upajjanti. You has gone missing. Those who have committed sin, evil acts, they are headed to Nirayang, the purgatory realm. And Saggang Sugatino Yanti, those who have lived a good life, they are headed to the happier heavenly realms. Parinibbanti Anasava, those who do not have any um, defilement, they attain Parinibbana, the complete Nibbana, which means they will not continue in wandering in the cycle of birth and death, which is a huge concept in Buddhism. So the story is that something that happened, this teaching was given when the Buddha lived at Jetavana Monastery with reference to Venerable Tissa. Tissa is a monk who had a family known to him, and this family is a family of gem polishers. They polish gems, precious gems like rubies. And so this monk is known to them for 12 years. So he's a regular. He goes and receives food from this family and goes inside the house to finish his meal, to, to receive the food, and he sits there and he finishes his meal before leaving. So this one day, King Kosala's help attendants, officers, royal officers brought a precious ruby to be polished at the gem maker's, gem polisher's house. So the gem polisher on that occasion was cutting some meat. So he had some blood in his hands. So he received the gem into the hand that is smeared with blood, and he put it on the table where there was their pet bird, a crane, which is very huge, who noticed this blood smeared gem and just galloped it. And the monk saw this happening. And the gem polisher, he went into the sink to wash his hands, and when he came back, the gem was missing. And he asked, from his children and wife, have they taken it? They said no. And then he asked the monk, "You are the only other person in this house. Have you taken this gem?" He said, "No." But he knew that the bird had just eaten it, just swallowed it. But the monk did not want to reveal that, because upon revealing it, the gem polisher will kill the bird, and the monk did not want that to happen. However, the gem polisher was terrified that the king will punish him when the gem is lost and that he does not have it polished just in time, and the whole family will be called to the palace to be slaves. This was their fear. So kept they kept pressing the monk, you must be the only, you must have taken it. Just tell us, and that we will be okay with it. However, the monk said, "No, I have not taken it." And the this man, the householder, became so angry, and he began getting aggressive. He became arrogant. He began to insult the monk. You betrayed us. You just have to just admit that you've taken it. But the monk kept saying his innocence. He's innocent. He did not take it. And the monk was already an enlightened monk who had no desire to steal anything, who had no desire for such things in the world. He understood with his wisdom how things arise and how the cessation happens, and he had no need to steal anything whatsoever. However, the gem polisher did not allow the monk to leave. Instead, he threatened the monk that he will punish the monk. And his wife said, "Do not do that. It is a crime. We know this monk for a long time. He has no such desire to steal anything. Something must have happened." And the gem polisher got so angry, no matter how many times his wife begged. And the monk also did not reveal the truth. He kept taking it as a punishment he should receive, and the gem polisher tied his head with a rope and tied the monk to a pole and started squeezing uh, the head with that rope, with a stick crossing it. The more he tied, blood came gushing out of his ears and nose and the eyes. And this monk did not spit a word out. And then, having noticed the blood there, the crane came to taste the blood of the monk. At that point, the gem polisher um, also hit the bird, saying, "Go to hell." And this is the fate that this monk, or you will also have. The gem polisher threatened the monk. And the monk then asked the gem polisher, "It looks like the bird had died because of your punishment. Can you make sure that the bird had died?" And the gem polisher angrily, said yes. And then the monk said, the bird swallowed this gem and split his belly open and take it out. At which point the gem polisher was so shocked for his negligence and not knowing, although he punished the monk and he did not know what he was punishing him for. He was punishing him for stealing, but which was not true. And the gem polisher was asking for his forgiveness. And the monk said, "I can forgive you. I have forgiven you. There is no need to worry. And I may pass away due to this karma. But it is up to you to clear your mind But as a result of this activity he did, um, the gem polisher ended up being born in hell realm, and uh, and the monk, of course, had attained enlightenment, so there was no punishment for him, no rebirth for him. um, the the crane, the bird, was born as a son of the gem polisher before he died one day and was born in hell realms, because he had so much guilt in his heart for the crime he committed. Um, the wife of the gem polisher was born in heavenly realms because she did not do such a crime, and that she had done meritorious deeds in her life. So that is a story. And this story can connect with our lives, how we take lives of other beings, and how also we feel comfortable in stealing things from others. And these are punishments that we give to ourselves. These are kind of disciplines that we need to survive life from one place to another, when we travel from one place to one workplace to another workplace, from one country to another, from one household to another. We must make sure that we do not kill, because that creates an enormous amount of uh, guilt in us, and that it is a punishment we do to ourselves, and that our lives will be in danger in the same way. It's just pure reasoning out the consequences. And second, when we have stolen anything and you have to lie about it, then that is absolutely um, a punishment that you do to yourself, because you will not be trusted. Your reputation will be damaged. This is why we need to have these core values with us all the time. Same with the other precepts that are introduced to us as basic precepts that we must keep, which is about slandering, adultering, and also engaging in intoxications and alcohol and so on. So these basic principles, when taken seriously, give a very good peace of mind to your life, which gives a kind of structure for you to live within those frameworks with no guilt, no self-punishment, no self-suffering, and values that you establish within you and outside in your smaller circles. I believe that helps. And this story kind of helps us to understand how people manifest their own sufferings and are reborn in unhappier places because of the sufferings that they have committed. All right, that's all for today. And any questions, feel free to raise a hand on Zoom or ask here. No questions. Let us share merits. May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they long protect your families. May they long protect the Buddha's teachings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, good night.